it's Matty coming at you with another Planet Coaster Park Spotlight. Thank you for joining me, welcome to the video, and welcome to Worlds Apart, created by There's Only One Rob. Now, today's park is a PlayStation 5 park, and I'm extremely excited to have a very special guest with me. Now, there are some that say that she is beauty and she is grace. She's the queen of 50 states. She's elegance and taste. She's Twitch United States. I have Poetry Slam 78. How are you doing, Poet?
Oh my god, I think that's the best introduction I think I've ever had in my life. I wasn't ready for that. Thank you. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. It's such a pleasure to have you back on the channel again as well. Because of course you've joined me for Spotlight a couple of months back, and I had this park lined up, a really nice one, and I know how much you love your realism, so I thought, let's get Poet back. Let's do another one, shall we?
I'm so happy to be back. I really appreciate you asking me to come back. I always have a good time with you, and I love the parks that you spotlight. This is a treat.
Oh,
I've already seen like 8 things that I'm in love with and can't wait to talk about, by the way.
We'll get there. Now, this park today does have a lot of workshop items, but I remember what a lot of them are. So, without further ado, let's hop in and have a look around this amazing park, shall we?
Woohoo!
I'll tie that in. I can just edit that. Right. So, here we are at the park.
Oh.
So,
wow!
This isn't actually the official park entrance. The official park entrance is further over to the left. This is on the right-hand side of the map. But what he's done is he's done this entire road layout system, like really realistic. It's based off Florida. So the actual park is called Worlds Apart Florida. And I'm really getting that American vibe from it. I guess you are in particular, Poet, with being American.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and Floridian at that, yeah.
Oh, is that where you're actually from? I didn't know that.
Yeah, yes. I lived there until I moved overseas. Yeah, I was born there, and yeah, spent my whole life there.
Wow. Well, this is going to be right up your alley then, this park.
This is great! Holy smokes! Oh, this is a great car park. This is a great car park.
I always love seeing car parks, and I'm seeing more and more of them on console now. The console guys are just continuing to push that envelope further and further, and I think beginning to bridge that gap now between console players and PC players as well, like kind of because they're getting better at their piece count and understanding how to use the items in the game.
Oh, for sure. This is really awesome.
I love all this road layout. He's even got the security guards there as well. He's got all these little backstage areas. So this is a staff parking and VIP parking section here, and then he's got this little backstage area just here, and that actually follows all the way around the park. So that road system there, that one where you can see the truck, goes all the way around the back of the park. Apologies if you can hear a little puppy whining. My puppy is sat next to me whining because mummy has gone out to pick up the kids from school, and he's just sat there looking so depressed it is ridiculous. It's fine.
Aww.
Chrissy will be back soon. Honestly. We've got this.
Oh, a forklift. I love a good forklift.
I'm not sure who did that one. I know it's a workshop item. There's a couple of creators who did one, but I'm not sure which one that is because there's so many good ones on the workshop now. But that road system then does go all the way around the back, and then to all the backstage areas, to all the transfer tracks, and it's just all these little tiny things that you like seeing from the likes of Moomin or Nerd Chat Show or things like that. And I think people are starting to embrace that more on console now.
Well, you know, you have to have it's like civil planning. It's like civil engineering to do stuff like this. You have to really think hard about how the roads inside of the park are going to access outside of the park for deliveries and large vehicles and stuff. So I think it takes a little bit of research to get this right. You know,
yeah,
you're not just sitting down and playing a game. Yeah.
I mean, I think all this kind of stuff as well just adds to that immersion as well, doesn't it? It makes you suspend your disbelief that you're looking at a video game. When you're able to look at a park, and because it's so practical and so well thought out and executed, it almost makes you forget that you're looking at a video game. And yeah, I think that's amazing how people are able to do that with these like realistic road layouts and parks and backstage areas and things like that. You forget that it says Planet Coaster for a minute.
Yeah, I'm really amazed at the use of the decals that are on the road here, or the signs, whatever they are. So I don't really, like I said before, know a whole lot about the console, But I do know that with the PS5, you can get extra memory for it.
Yeah.
If you can expand the memory, are you able to have more of a piece count in the park, or
Yes.
does that have nothing to do with
quite
it?
substantially more, in fact. So we have that percentage counter, and the equivalent last gen console, so the equivalent of a PlayStation 4 on a PlayStation 5, is about 66%. So if you load up a park on a PS5 and it's only 66%, you know that's a last gen park, and you would have an extra 33% to work with. Now 33% goes a long way. I mean, that's like kind of so much detailing, so much more like kind of your road layouts and your things like that. But the strangest thing is, the biggest percentage killer on console is pathing. Pathing takes up so much percentage. It is insane.
Oh, that's wild. So, I mean, honestly, you could just throw down fake paths, really. If you don't care about guests. I don't care about guests.
I did a haunted park. I actually demade one of my parks, and I ripped out all the pathing in the entire park and then did paint tool over it, because there was no guests in the park anyway, and it saved me about 15% just by taking all the pathing out and then replacing it with paint tool.
That's amazing. And it shouldn't... Yeah, I see the optimization. It's about the same.
Yeah, it's not great. Certainly console players, we have started encountering some issues as of late. We now have a crashing problem, which didn't used to be prevalent before. And I think it's because as players have gotten better and better and better, we're now using pieces in ways that they weren't designed to be used. And the game just can't handle it. The game will full-blown crash on you. And it's a shame, because I think it does limit people's talent and people's creativity. But Pirate, I love this building here. I had to zoom up
this is
and look
a
at this building.
Fantastic building.
Just love this roof. Sorry, go on.
I love I just love the overall design of the building. It's really, it's nicely modern, but it's not like a contemporary. You know, it's timeless and clean.
I think that's just a consistent theme throughout the park. It's just everything is so clean as you go through the entire park. Now we've got this little storage area just to our left. Now I do know that is Michael from M&J Games, so I know that is definitely a workshop item. But it's simple, effective, does exactly what it needs to. You just got all this clutter in here, all the containers, you got the lorries and everything, and it's just adding to that immersion, like realism of the park. I'm in the backstage areas.
Yeah, this is really good. Are those hedges in between the fence pieces there?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Well, let's hop down into the park, shall we? So we have this memorial kind of thing, not memorial, I'm sorry, this design on the floor just as we come into the entrance here. Now, again, I know this is a workshop item because I actually spotlighted the park only a couple of weeks back. So your venture. So the original creator was Ramones W, and that was in your venture park, and he's taken that and then put it into this park and put the worlds apart. And I mean, it's beautiful. This is such a good design.
Yeah, it's
from Ramones.
Really pretty.
And I think Robert has used it to great effect in this park as well.
Yeah, it looks really amazing.
That's just done with basic shapes, just lowered down underneath the floor, and then the hedge trimming just going all the way around the outside.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It's a nice little compass there.
Yeah.
Or like nautical compass, yeah.
As we look down here, I mean, to me, this park looks like a genuine American park. I think of, certainly on the console side of things, I think of Michael from M&J Games. I look at his parks and I think that is an American park. And I think he's really nailed that aspect. And when I look at this, I get them kind of vibes as well. And that in the description, he did say that he watches mine and Michael's spotlights, and he's taken a lot of inspiration from the both of us and watching the spotlights, which is amazing. Thank you ever so much. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, you can very much see like kind of the Michael inspiration in this park as well, which is the highest form of flattery I can give, to be honest, because Michael, I consider to be one of the best console players out
top
there.
tier.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
If it was Channel 5 Gaming, he would be in the master builder bracket. Look at this sideline. I love how open and, like what you said, clean it is.
It is. It's really clean. It's got a beautiful skyline here. Yeah.
That coaster just in the background. Now, I'm actually learning more about coasters because some feedback that I've been getting is that Matty knows nothing about coasters, and that would be right. I don't. So I've been bugging all the other guys, and every time I'm doing a spotlight, I'm like, right, what is this? What is this? What type is this coaster? And I'm getting there. I'm slowly but surely learning what the rides are. So, I mean, look at this shot right here.
Oh, this is beautiful. I love a good retaining wall. I absolutely do. I put them all over my own parks, and I really appreciate people when they use them, whether it's for water or land. These look so good. They're so sharp.
It's like what you said. It's just very modern, isn't it? It's very modern but timeless.
It is. You could dress it up for Halloween. You could dress it up for any of the winter holidays. You could do Valentine's stuff with it. If it's an American park, you could easily do a 4th of July. Like, all of the buildings are pleasant to look at, but they're nondescript enough to be able to be super flexible with your seasonal or even promotional decorations. If you got a sponsorship that was only a year long, you don't have to redo your entire park to fit the theme in there, and that's really smart. I like that a lot.
I would love to see more people leaning into that, taking some of their parks and maybe doing these kind of like seasonal designs on them, taking a pre-existing park that they've already got and then sprucing it up for a winter theme or a Valentine's theme or something like that. I'd love to see more of that. I think that'd be amazing. I know you're doing it at the moment.
Matty, I think that's probably a really good contest idea where you have one creator, or maybe even the person who's hosting the contest, maybe yourself, makes a kind of a nondescript park, and then the contest is to dress up this park to give it a good holiday theme. There are those chairs.
They're so
those
good.
are so good.
So good.
They look comfortable. Like, I just want to go sit in one.
This is where you would find me. Because I'm not great with coasters, especially like kind of with back issues and things like that. So I just sit here with a drink, just chilling.
Yeah, they look like they would cup your butt nicely.
Oh, they really would. And you want to have a nice cupped butt.
I would be on one of the roller coasters, go like, yeah!
Oh, right. But as we come down this left-hand side of the park, just look at the shots of all the coasters that are going off around us as well.
Oh, yes, it's gorgeous.
And beautiful vistas and shots and sightlines in the park. And
I love, yeah. Oh.
And what were you going to say? What were you about to say that you love?
Wooden coasters.
Do you know what I do? They've really grown on me. I didn't really so much before.
Oh!
But I love this one. Look at this, how it comes underneath.
There's two that go under.
Oh, it's just the one. It's an out and back layout, so it goes out over there.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's two. Yeah, like you get a double. Oh my goodness, what a layout! This is fantastic.
And then it just comes back on itself and then back underneath.
Beautiful.
Let's carry on down. So we've got what looks like a.
Is this some custom support going on here?
I believe it is. Yes, I believe that there is custom supported on that one.
Holy smokes.
We have the Iron Timbers, which is a hybrid RMC, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So the world's tallest...
It is absolutely... Oh, a little photo booth.
The world's tallest and fastest hybrid coasters. So Iron Timbers. I'm gonna pretend that that's named after me. It's probably not, but I'm going to pretend that it is. So thank you ever so much. It's probably nothing to do with me whatsoever. I'm just that vain that I'm going to make it about me. Because why not?
And welcome to Iron Timbers.
Hello! Welcome to Iron Timbers.
Inspired by Iron Matty.
I love how he's got the stats.
I know! I need to do it YouTube, don't I? Hello! Welcome to Iron Timbers!
That's it. There you go. You got it. Spot on. When is your YouTube channel starting?
I have it already. I've got loads of things on my YouTube channel. I've been doing my interview series on there.
How am I not subscribed
I don't
to
have
you?
any Planet Coaster stuff.
I'm not even subbed to you.
Oh
I
my
know,
God.
that is awful. I didn't even know. I'm going to sub to you on this coaster right now.
You're on the naughty step right now.
But bye, Poet. It was lovely having you here. But anyway, we've got this wooden RMC hybrid coaster. So let's have a look at the stats. So it is not quite green across the board, but that doesn't matter. Stats don't mean everything. The G-force is really
It doesn't mean anything to me.
So long as the G-forces
I never
are
pay
good.
attention to the stats.
As long as G-forces are fine.
All I care, like, a good poet coaster is, I have 2 requirements for a coaster that I like. It has to look good in the park, and it has to look good for the POV. I don't care about any stats, not even G-forces. I don't care.
That's a good way to be. But anyway, here we go. The first ride of the park. Let's do it just as we come up this lift hill. Enjoy, everybody. Right, so there we have the Iron Timbers, the first ride of the park. You will all be very happy to know that I have just subscribed to Poetry Slam whilst we were on that ride, so make sure you go and do the same. Link will be up in the top corner. Let's get to 100 subs. Poet, what did you think of that ride?
Oh my god, thank you. Hey, that was a lot of fun. Like, this is something that I would definitely ride in real life, and I would never put my hands down. They would be up in the air,
Like you just don't
and
care.
I would be screaming like I just don't care. It had a lot of really good elements in it. It's a really pretty coaster. That first drop, like the supports on that first drop are so interesting. I don't think I've ever seen supports quite like that on a build, so I think that's super cool. And I love banked turns, and there were loads of those in here. So I think overall, a fantastic coaster.
I'm in full agreement. I think the coaster was absolutely amazing. The only bit of feedback I would actually give is I maybe would have liked to have just seen some differing elevation changes around the actual coaster itself, rather than it just all being quite flat. Now, obviously, I know that you're over the percentage, but I think you could have had that maybe riding the hills and have it to like kind of hugging the terrain in some places, just to break it up a little bit rather than that flat monotone green area. But other than that,
well, I was thinking, that was the only thought, kind of only like, oh, maybe it'd be cool. And one of the first like really wide banked curves to have a pond like in that inner circle would be really cool. It's always nice to have a banked curve like that kind of go around.
I mean, I'm
water.
never going to say no to a water feature, am I? Let's face it.
Right. Well, then you get the reflection of the coaster, so it kind of doubles the scenery without actually doubling the scenery count.
Because the terrain forming doesn't really take up that much percentage either, if any, really. I know that water takes up a little bit, but it doesn't take up too much. But obviously this is stuff now that can't be changed because it's gone over the limit. So this is all stuff like maybe going into future parks. But I love all this backstage area once again.
Yes, it's very Moomin-esque, isn't it? I think it's fantastic.
It really is. I believe that crane just to our right or in front of us right now is Tall Guy Gaming's, I believe. I'm not 100% on that. And again, I know it's a workshop item. No, that's for certain. I think that's maybe like one bit of feedback that I would give like before we get towards the end of the video is, whilst I love this park and I absolutely love the crisp cleanness of it, I would like to maybe see just a few less workshop items and know that you were the one that did it all, because you can see your talent already, and I think that you're more than capable of doing it all yourself rather than having to use other workshop items to kind of like add to it. kind of thing. It's always nice to see like 100%
Yeah.
complete original park of your own building, especially when you know the creator is capable of doing it as well.
Sure, I think some of it comes down to just having the time, or, you know, there's been plenty of times where I have looked at a workshop item and gone, okay, you know what, I can actually make that myself. But maybe the piece counts is different. Maybe I take more pieces to do it, and the workshop item is better because it saves space or time. I think what I could add to that is, instead of having the backstage is great. Like, we know that you can do backstage, but I think taking some of the stuff away from backstage, like the crane and things like that, and then using that piece count in other places, like terraforming and making the things that are more visible to the guest.
Yeah.
You know, that's where you spend your piece count.
I would get that. Sometimes it's knowing where to prioritize where you want to place things.
Right.
And you've got to think 99% of the time it needs to be from a guest perspective, and you need to be putting the guests front and center. And whilst it's always nice to see
Right,
the
and
backstage areas, you want to be able to like kind of be in the park where the guests are, where we are doing the spotlight predominantly. That needs to be the focus.
Well, and all of us as creators, we want, everyone makes such a big deal out of the backstage, and everyone makes such a big deal out of the realism. So we want to prove that we can do it. But yeah, that's not always the best use of our resources. I look at the parks as like a piece of IKEA furniture. The front, the top, that needs to be finished. The underneath, the bottom, the back, the places you won't see, you can leave that unfinished.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I get that.
It doesn't mean that you're not skilled. It just means that we all have our... I've rebuilt my PC twice to be able to handle the more in-depth my builds have gotten over the years. And that's really dumb. Like, upgrading a PC to handle a very old game. It's not the best of my resources. And so now I've learned, unless I want to, install like a 4000 series and redo my whole PC again, which I don't right now. You've got to maybe use those pieces a little bit more judiciously. So that might mean less detailing in things like the car park or the backstage, and more detailing in the visible areas.
100% agree. And that, of course, that is not like a detriment to the park, because I think it's safe to say that we both love the park as well, don't we? It's just knowing what to prioritize.
Oh no, it's beautiful.
I love this sign here. This Cyberun. It looks like a Jurassic Park entrance or something. But we have Florida's tallest coaster.
Florida's tallest coaster.
So
Florida's fastest coaster.
I love the cattle pen queue just coming through here, just all covered up.
Yeah, I love the fact that there are covers over the queues. If you're going to have a Florida park, you have got to protect people from the sun. So I appreciate that.
Now, I believe this is a B&M seating coaster. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. I'm still learning, guys. Bear with me. So it's a Giga. Oh, it's a Giga hyper coaster. Never mind. Ignore me. Anyway, green across the board. G-force is really good. Second ride. Let's do it. Enjoy, everyone. So there we go. There is Cybion or Cyberon or whatever. I can't say the name. Leave me alone. But I love that coaster. It was absolutely fantastic. Really smooth. Really well integrated into the park. I love the fact that it's at the back center stage of the park. So it's like kind of got a beautiful sight line from wherever you are in the park. I think it had some great moments of airtime. Yeah, fantastic. Really, really good coaster. What did you think, Parrot?
Giga loved it. I think that it's, well, first of all, I love the color of it. It's pleasing to look at. It is visually stunning. I love the back bit that goes over the water. It's almost like you feel like you could reach your hand out and just kind of like do some rooster tails with your fingers on the water there, which would be a lot of fun to try or to do, I suppose. It's, you know, it's nice and smooth. It's got really great, yeah, I love the way that it kind of goes with the land. You're kind of soaring over the treetops a bit and taking in some of the views of the park while you're at it. So, yeah, I think it's a successful coaster.
I would say, I would argue that that's probably the main attraction of the park as well. That is going to be the one that is on the TV ads and the posters and the news articles. Like, this is the big selling point of the park. But we've got a Pepsi sign just built in with custom shapes on the floor. Because obviously we don't have the TMTK, so that's all done with basic shapes, which is amazing to see. And I just love this area.
Cyperion!
Neither of us can say it, can we?
Cyperion! Raw!
We'll go with that.
Well, you know, it's because the thing is, you know, phonetics are so shifty in English. It could be Cyperion, or it could be Cyperion, or it could be Cyperian. You know, like it's
the amount of things that I have butchered in the couple of years now that I've been doing YouTube, including people's names and everything.
Oh, I get to butcher people's names live, so that's even more frightening.
So, of course, I mean, anybody that doesn't know, everyone should know by this point. But if you don't, if you've lived under a rock your entire life, then, of course, Poetry Slam is an amazing Twitch streamer. Her link is going to be down below as well. So there will be a link for her YouTube channel, which is, well, apparently is now up and running, that I didn't know. And also her Twitch channel as well, which is doing amazing, continuing to grow all the time. So, yeah, make sure to go and leave her a follow on Twitch and everything. Do like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow.
Thank you. Every time I hear the term living under a rock, I always think of the episode of SpongeBob where the rock lifts up and Patrick Star is just stuck to it and he lifts up with the rock.
Right, this one is a juicy, right? So we have Twisted Timbers. So again, it's not quite green across the board, but once again, them G-forces are really, really good. So next ride, let's do it. Enjoy. So, Poet, there we go. What did you think of that one then?
Woo woo! It's another really good. I cannot believe that we've got so much action packed into this park. I love this. I mean, we're 3 coasters in now, right? This one was a lot of fun. This is a very classic coaster for me. I think this is one of those. It's family friendly, but it's still got a lot of good like zips and zings and those little hills that make your tummy go ooh, like it's flipping upside down. But it's not like the tallest, you know, it's not like overly scary, you know. It's a great coaster for people who are just like coasters, you know. They're not like the Coaster Bros.
I get exactly what you mean.
But it's lovely. Yeah, it's absolutely lovely.
I would say that's my favorite ride that we've been on so far. if honest. I really, really enjoyed that one.
It's really
Really
good.
enjoyed that one. I love the out and back layout of it. I like the fact that it's not too
Oh
domineering.
yeah.
Despite the fact that it's very visible from throughout the park, I don't think it was a domineering or detracted from anything. It wasn't like kind of, you saw it in the background, but your eyes weren't drawn to that only. It kind of like complemented the entire area, and I think that was really well done.
It did. It's a nice subtle addition, and I always love wood coasters, like in kind of wooded areas, because it's just this little peak, here and there, and it's a nice subtlety. It's not a lot of ostentatious, like the little, like the hidden gem. It makes you want more, instead of seeing it from the park, from the entrance, and being like, wow, you get peekaboos of it, and it makes you really curious, and it draws you in.
I think this park has done that superbly as well throughout. Nothing is too in your face.
Oh yeah.
There's no one ride that like kind of draws you straight to it, because there's multiple rides around and you can only see them maybe through certain breaks in the trees. Like that was a good example. Just as we were there, you only see them like in certain breaks through the trees.
Yep.
And I think that's amazing. But we have the Wakula River Rapids.
Wakula! Oh, okay. I know where
Oh, I don't. Is that in Florida?
In Florida, yeah.
Really nice queue line that just comes over the rapids itself. Let's come down. I love this queue line. It's coming underneath again as well. Really good shots and sight lines. And you come under the track again.
Yeah, interesting. Just a little tidbit for you and for your viewers. Yeah, Wakula it's a river and springs, and it's an absolutely stunning place. Beautiful for kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, just floating, swimming. One of the most beautiful places that you could imagine. And because it's spring-fed, of course, the water is ice cold, but it's perfect on those days when it's 40 degrees outside.
Sounds like a place I would like to go.
Don't really get many rapids in Florida because we're pretty flat, but yeah, absolutely. Very familiar with the Wakula River.
I think we can have a talk as we go around this as well. With this being a river rapids, we can just have a good old chin wag and take in the sights and the sounds. Now, one thing that I didn't notice, we did walk past it, but we were busy waffling about other things, is I love the fact that it's got super soakers like on the side there. So as you come down here, you can just pop a dollar in or pop a pound in or wherever it is you are. Pop a dollar in, I guess, if it's American, and then just spray people as they're coming past. I love that. There you go, getting sprayed in the face.
Yeah, I think it's really cute. Good addition to that there.
Great use of foliage and rock work and terrain forming around this ride.
Yep. I was just getting ready to say... Oh, excuse me. I was just getting ready to say great scenery here.
It's covered all the trough with a rock slug. That's really impressive. That's not quick either, is it? That takes a long time.
No.
And coming up the side here, it's covered it all up with stone.
Yeah, with the vines, it looks fantastic. Oh, and you get some peeks of the coasters. Oh, yeah, the view from up here is really good. He's covered the sides with concrete.
That must have taken so long. I would have lost patience after about 3. I'd be like, now I'm done.
But that's what they really do look like. Like in parks, they really do look like they have the concrete sides, so it's much better than the little fiberglass sides that you get on the ride itself.
I think in the UK we have the fiberglass ones, but that's because we're cheap.
Well, the thing is, in Florida, with the weather that we get, it's so hot and it can get so extreme. Fiberglass will dry rot very quickly, so usually you have to protect it. Yeah.
We just have to worry about flooding because it never stops raining.
Yeah. We get a lot of
I
heat
love
there.
this river rapids. It's so beautifully integrated into the park.
Oh, look, a waterfall! I love going under a waterfall.
You are getting soaked on this ride, aren't you? Absolutely soaked.
Yeah, but you know what? You'll be dry in 5 minutes.
I just love how this is executed. I love the placement of it just in the centre of the park. And just like you were saying, the sight lines that it gives as well. It's a perfect ride to just stop, catch your breath, chill out, I guess, a little bit if you're getting soaked, and just, right, what are we going to do next, guys? Oh, well, there's that coaster over there. We can go over towards there. Oh, we can go over off towards there. There's just so many teases for, like, pretty much every coaster in the park is visible from this one ride.
I love this plane that's here. And I just have to say, I really, really am super appreciative and excited about the fact that somebody has done a Florida park that's not the ears. It's not the House of the Mouse. We have a Florida park that's a Florida park, and that's nice. I like that.
I've never been to America, unfortunately. I hope to go one day, but I still get massive American vibes from this park. It's very different style park America to the UK. Our parks feel very almost constricted and overstuffed in comparison to the American parks that are really wide and expansive. It's like you have a lot more acres to play with in your parks.
We do. We have a lot of room. Yeah, so that's a big difference.
Quite, like squashed into quite a small land acre area. So
I don't know. I felt like Alton Towers was pretty spread out.
To a point. It's to a point.
But it feels like the rides are all squished into one area, but the park itself, like going down through the gardens and stuff,
the amount of time
quite large.
I spent in them gardens playing hide and seek with my mates when we were kids. It's ridiculous. We were there because we were there all the time.
What a good memory!
I grew up 3 miles away from Alton Towers, and I had multiple friends that their mum or dad worked there, so we just always got in for free, always. So in the school holidays, we'd be there once, twice a week. It's like we got bored of the ride, so we just played hide and seek.
That's lovely. Yeah, it was this exact time last year that I was there.
As of time of speaking, I believe that KR is there at the moment.
Look at this.
I believe that she's just been to Alton Towers.
Yes, KR is there. Yeah. Either last week or I think last week.
We have Wildfire. Yeah, because by the time this video comes out, of course, so we have Wildfire, which is a B&M invert.
I really like this a lot. I love the interaction of the track with the queue.
I really like that green colour of it.
Yeah.
It feels very open. Normally when you see rides like this, they're normally subdued. People kind of like go for that Nemesis look and they try and put it into a valley or something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's very out in the open for all to see, which is nice. It's different.
I love all the colors of the coasters so far, just because they've all been more naturey colors. This is a kind of a very like nature park vibe, and I'm digging it.
Yeah, 100%. I love the queue line. Another transfer track again.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Oh, just
the amount of detail
throughout the entire park, isn't it? But right, so we have a suspended steel hydro B&M invert. I'm not sure. I don't know. Not quite green across the board. G-Force is really good once again. So we've got 2 more rides to go on. Enjoy, everyone. Wow, that was quick. That's what she said.
Well, just like my first relationship, that was over fast.
No, really nice little ride. Really. Paris! behave.
Lots of ups and downs, just like the first relationship.
It was very good. Yeah,
That was
short,
really
sweet,
good.
simple,
I liked it.
did what it needed to. Yeah, nice little addition to the park. I think it was a great addition. Nicely themed around, simple, effective, goes over the water. Yeah, I enjoyed it. What did you think, Parrot?
Yep. It ticks the boxes. It ticks those boxes. Yeah, it goes over the water. It's exciting. It is short and sweet. And sometimes you just want a short and sweet ride. You know, when they're don't get me started. We'll all be on the naughty step. We'll all be on the demonetized step. Yeah. So sometimes when there's like a 3-hour queue for the other coasters that you want to go on, these little short coasters don't have much of a queue. You can still go get a thrill.
Yeah, same.
It's a good
I
thing.
really liked
I
that
like
one.
it.
But unfortunately, we're coming down to the final ride at the park. So we have this B&M dive coaster.
There's
so many rides in this park as well. There's so much to do. You really could come and spend the day here.
No. Yeah, you're going to get bang for your buck at this park, for sure.
Let's come up the queue. So, final ride. Nice station. I like the open feel of it. It looks quite high and tall. Just feels open and expansive. But we have Florida's Cliffhanger. So, really nice G-forces. Not quite green across the board. Trust me, Parrot, the sight lines of this ride are amazing. You're going to have your jaw on the floor. So, final ride. Let's do it. Enjoy, everyone.
So, yeah, let's talk about the view from the top of that hill. When you get up there and you make that first bend, the view pans out in front of you and you take it all in just before you get suspended for that drop. It is a mixture of emotions. You're kind of awestruck by the view. You're getting that anticipation, and then suddenly you're just being hung over the park. I think it's really, really, really good. This is a perfect location. I'm curious to know whether this was put here before the park was built or once the park was built, because the location definitely seems to be very deliberate. And then the rest of the ride, like, I've been on plenty of dive coasters. A lot of them are really, really short. They're like, oh, here's the dive. All right, you're done. This one gave us a little bit more action, which I really, really liked. I think overall, this is a huge success here. I love it.
It just covered everything, to be honest. Just echoing what sentiments you've just had. It was absolutely fantastically done. Perfect placement, really smooth throughout the ride. It may look a little bit empty in the sense of theming around it, but I don't think it really detracted from the ride, because the whole point is that you don't want to be looking at other things around the ride. Your sightline is supposed to be the park. So yeah, I think that was absolutely fantastic. And then finally, the last thing we have to have a look at before we move on. So we have BJ's Brewery and Rooftop Bar. Behave, poet! No sniggering. Before we move on to the night lighting and closing our thoughts.
Do you want me to staple my lips together? That's impossible.
Oh, dear.
That's an impossible task for
I
me.
love the name. I love the name of this bar. So
It's I love a bar with a view. I love a place where I can get beer, and I love a beer with a view. A beer with a view. Maybe I should have a beer.
Let's all go to BJ, shall we? Right.
I'm getting.
Oh dear. Right, come on, focus. We can do it. That's a very good view.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a great
beautiful.
view. That
There
is
you
a great
go.
view.
Back on
Look at
track.
that.
We're fine. We can do it. Self-control. We can do it. Oh,
There's no self-control
dear.
when it comes
So we
to
have
DJs. Come
Candomania to our
on.
left, and then we come round to the I say the final area of the park. We're coming back round to the main entrance, which means that we only. It's fantastic. It's such a good park. All we need to do is we need to have a quick zoom out, and then we need to have a look at this park at night. Now, I can tell you in advance, this park has awesome night lighting as well. Really good night lighting. So let's just move the camera back up here.
I love the central. I love a park with a central water.
I think it makes it a very easy layout as well to navigate.
It is. It is. It makes it easier, yeah, as a park patron, yeah, because you can plan. Are you going counterclockwise or clockwise? You don't have to double back on yourself. You're able to kind of cover the whole area without having to do a lot of back and forth
agreed.
like some parks.
Sam, Poetry Slam, 3-word park review.
Fun, fantastic, Florida.
I didn't catch the first word you cut out. I think you were that loud. I think it actually cut you out. What was the first word? Fun. Fun.
Did you get it?
I would say I felt American.
Yeah.
For a second, I actually felt American in this park. I think it was so well done. I think you really have nailed that Florida theme of what it is that you were going for. I think it's so American. The only thing that is missing in this park is the Star Spangled Stripes. Oh, never mind. There's one there. Literally, as I said it. I saw the flag. Never mind, it's got it. There's the flag. There's not enough of them. It just needs American flags all over the park. We need some cheerleaders before you go on the rides. We need Dwayne Johnson.
No, guaranteed there's going to be some cheerleaders and a high school marching band there at least 3 or 4 times a year for special events. I promise you that.
I'm trying to think of other American things. I don't know. On open barbecue.
It needs barbecue restaurant, and it needs a seafood place. You're gonna have, when you're out there near water like that, you're gonna have fried fish and hush puppies for sure.
And thank you ever so much as well, Parrot, for joining me as well. It's been an
the
absolute
lighting
pleasure.
is amazing.
Once again, as always, we always have a good laugh when we're together, regardless of what we do. So thank you.
I love talking to you. I love doing these too. It's a real honor to be asked to do these, because these are some incredibly talented people, and they deserve to have special attention paid to them. So I'm super honored that I get to be a part of that.
Make sure to head on over to Parrot. Make sure to follow her on Twitch and YouTube. I'm going to be back in a couple of days for another Planet Coaster Spotlight. Take care, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I'll be back in a couple of days. Say goodbye, Parrot. Bye, Parrot! Bye, everybody!
Bye, Poet!